Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with the day 25 of my Thankfully Inspired series, and I'm combining it with Christmas in November. And today I am going to talk about and scrap lift or be inspired by the lovely Scrappy Kathy. And I am super excited. I felt like even though her two layouts are far from Christmassy, that I felt like I could make that work for me. So I pulled my Pink Fresh collection, Holiday Magic. I've got some other stuff in here too in this pile, but I don't end up using anything but Holiday Magic. And I've got 2 sheets of paper, some scraps, and then like the packaging, which has this really cool rainbow diagonal stripe down it. So, and then I've got a big circle punch and a smaller circle punch to try and add some things. So I've got my papers and scraps, my embellishments, my tools. I've got my pictures already cut into circles and my 2 amazing layouts by the lovely Scrappy Kathy. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to use the last 2 papers I have with this collection, and actually quite a bit of these scraps. I have this diagonal stripe, which is beautiful, and if you could tell, just before I laid that down, I had punched a bunch of circles out of that background paper. Now the background paper is kind of like a gentle check box, like a gray and white, but the back side of that is like it's a bunch of icons, like little hot cocoa cups with, that are steaming, and presents, and, ornaments, things of that nature, things that scream Christmas/winter. And then I'm putting the layouts up in the top corner that are the ones that I'm focusing on at the time. So I was just focusing on the one where the torn bits were there. And so I've torn those pieces out so you can see that little triangle from the right and on the left. And then I'm going to work on this other layout, which has these circular pictures and then the circular embellishments and punches and stuff like that. So I have punched a bunch of circles out. I have inked all of them completely around with black soot because most of them are white based, and I'm going to pull a bunch of circular stickers as well, and embellishments out to use. I'm trying to channel my inner Scrappy Kathy. She is the queen of more is beautiful. She can use 100 embellishments on a layout and never make it look so overdone and so overwhelming, and just make it look stunning. She is one of the ones who, and I don't watch a lot of them just because it's not typically the way that I create, but she will participate in that Calvin ball where you are like, you get more points for adding certain things on a list, and it's usually like there's usually some real random things. Like I remember in the past, there were things like avocados and llamas and, things like that. And so she was a professional, as some of the other creatives that I love to watch as well. But she would find a way to tuck these little things in so they'd be there. And it never really looked like, what in the world is she doing? Like I feel like if I tried to stick an avocado on a layout that didn't fit, that's what I'd look at it going, what? So I do use quite a few embellishments, stickers, and things on here, but I also use a lot of the scraps that are left from this collection and punch circles, and use those as part of my embellishments, because her one layout that says Sweet Mom's Day Moments, those are 3 circled pictures. Now hers are not all the same size. Mine are partially because I was being lazy, but also because I couldn't have made them much bigger. They were 4x6 pictures, but there was a white border around them, so I couldn't have done a full 4-inch circle. So I went ahead and used my 3-inch punch, and so they're all the same size. Her middle picture is a bit bigger and encompasses a lot of like the background. I really just kind of trimmed off my aunt's head. That's about it. The top picture is my son and my son and my nephew in 2009. So they would have been 9 months and 7 months old. And then the middle picture is my aunt with my daughter, who would have been 8 and or just about to turn 8, my niece who would be 7, and then of course my son. And then the bottom picture is also my son. He is playing with all the bows and fabulous things that he got that were on the packages. There's a gift there, one of those old school little phones that makes the funny faces and stuff. But he was playing with the bows because that's the way babies and kids that age are. They like to play with the bows and the boxes and the packaging, and not the actual toy that cost you an arm and a leg and took you 5 hours to get out of the packaging. It's fine. So anyway, I thought that it was a really cute picture, and this was a good grouping. I have a couple other pictures for this year to document because I am going back to do some chronological layouts. Because I did not used to scrapbook chronologically, but I started in 2021. Thank you, Anne Marie Bryant, and have just decided to keep going until I got to 2009 when my son was born, because I've already documented pretty chronologically up to 2008. So anyway, I'm just going to tuck things in. So that's pretty much what you're going to see me do right now, is tuck things in here and there. I'm going to fill in little spaces, and then I'm going to fill in the torn bits of the side, the right and the left. I'm going to add little wordy bits that say different things. And then when I'm done, I will put a title in that torn bit on the left side. There is a wordy bit up at the top. This is be filled with wonder, peace, and touched by... Oh, and be filled with wonder and touched by peace. And that could be your title, but I added the holiday love in that little torn bit because that is what she uses, or what she does on her layout. AJ is trying to be a part of my video. Anyway, let me just say that creating a layout that Scrappy Kathy has created is a lot of fun. I feel very free to just pull out all the embellishments and use as many embellishments as I can find that fit and work, because she is a masterclass at using all the things. If you all are not already watching Scrappy Kathy, I hope that you will go and check her out, because she is a gem and she is absolutely fun to watch. She is wild and crazy and does some really fun things and documents some really neat experiences. And so I am grateful that I found her along my Scrappy journey and have been able to be inspired and encouraged by her. So I hope you will make sure to go and check her out. I am just continuing to add more and more embellishments, and then I added some of the enamel dots from this collection. I have my grandson's come and taken over my recliner. I decided that I would add in some gold because I've got some gold stickers up in the top. I put some in the bottom. The other thing that the lovely Scrappy Kathy uses a lot on her layouts is sequins. So I'm going to pull those out as well and add some sequins around each of the circles. I decided not to put any in the torn spaces because there was enough stuff in there, but I do put some around some of the empty spaces on the circles. Oh my gosh. You all, I wish you could see him. He is such a mess. His mom's brought him in here, I'm guessing, to say goodnight, even though it's a little early, and he is playing in my recliner. It's fine. So anyway, I am using my Pick-A-Me tool by Stampin' Up! To put the sequins on with a little bit of Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. And then when I'm done, here is the first layout I used of Scrappy Kathy's, and then here is the other one. I love how gorgeous and how colorful they are. I loved all of the different features. I would gladly scrap lift just each of them, but I decided just to combine them and do my own thing a little bit, but kind of, you know, doing a scrap lift of her layouts. And so here is the close-ups. Like I said, hope you'll go check out Kathy and her fabulous YouTube channel. She is also on Instagram. All of that information will be below. Her layouts are very inspirational, very encouraging, very fun, and lots of things that will catch your eye and just give you lots of joy. So I hope you will go check her out. I hope y'all are enjoying this series. I am obviously almost done. I only have 5 more days left, which is shocking to me. I've been working on this for a long time and putting it together in my head and then on paper, and then started working on it back in October. And so it is currently November the 3rd, and I'm working on the 25th and 26th. So I am really excited to see how everybody takes these in. I would love to give me a thumbs up if you like my video and or my layout. Like I said, please go check out Scrappy Kathy. I hope y'all have a great day. I hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love, and happy scrapping.